Bhutan, điểm đến mong ước của nhiều người muốn khám phá một đất nước nhỏ nhắn nhưng chỉ số hạnh phúc quốc gia cao nhất thế giới. Huyền có dịp may mắn tới Bhutan từ một nhân duyên bất ngờ. Chuyến đi thuộc sự sắp xếp và hỗ trợ của tu viện ở Kabesa. Tu viện thuộc sự dẫn dắt của Ngài Rinpoche Kyawang Doghampa, một người thầy và vị lãnh đạo tinh thần của rất nhiều Phật tử Việt Nam theo dòng Drukpa. Trong 2 ngày tu học tại tu viện, mình rất may đã có cơ hội mời thầy phó trụ trì tự viện chia sẻ với các độc giả của Huyền về các thực hành giản đơn để chúng ta tự chuyển hóa tinh thần, quản lý stress. Và cuối video, thầy sẽ demo hướng dẫn một phương pháp thiền thở rất tuyệt vời và dễ thực hành cho tất cả mọi người đó. Nếu bạn muốn nghe audio gốc, trò chuyện bằng tiếng Anh, mời bạn đón nghe trên podcast series Tuổi 40 Rực Rỡ của Huyền. Và nếu bạn muốn xem có phụ đề tiếng Việt thì mời bạn đón xem tại kênh YouTube nhé. Chào các bạn, hiện mình đang ở tu viện Rực Rỡ Tập tại Kabesa, đất nước Bhutan, được dẫn dắt bởi Ngài Gyaltsen Khamchun Rinpoche, được biết đến là Ngài Kyawang Doghampa, theo dòng Phật giáo Kim Cương Thừa Drukpa. Trong 2 ngày vừa qua thì tụi mình đã có cơ hội để học rất là nhiều điều thú vị tại tu viện, và rất là may mắn mình đã thuyết phục được thầy Lama Sonam Yoetzor để có thể chia sẻ cùng chúng mình một vài điều thú vị. Thầy hiện đang là Vice Principal của tu viện và cũng là người đã chỉ dẫn chúng mình rất nhiều trong 2 ngày vừa qua.
Lama, it's my privilege to have the chance to be here and receiving your sharing and your teachings, and I'm very happy to represent the women in Vietnam who can listening to your sharing. Can you give a short introduction about you and the monastery?
If I give the briefly introductions about myself, so I became the monk at the age of 12. It's not something that my parents or somebody forced me to. It's we Buddhism, we believe in the previous karma actions. So that's why I feel that I have a strong connections, good karma in the previous life. That's why at the age of the very young age, I wanted to become the monk. So that's how I became a monk. And I enrolled in the monk in the Darjeeling 2002. So I studied Buddhism a lot there for 8-9 years. And since the 2011, I came back to Bhutan, where my root guru, His Eminence, the Gyaltsen Doghampa, he has established the monastery there, where around nearly 65 monks who are studying the Buddhism philosophy. They study there for many years. They study the Buddhist philosophy as well as the practices in order to tame their mind. In short, monastery is a place where we find the inner happiness, the ultimate happiness.
When you mention about ultimate happiness, I think that is the ending goal, the ultimate goal of many people who want to reach that. But for us, like we live in modern life, we live in big cities. We face with many responsibilities. We have to have a career, make money, and then live. The society has a lot of pressure, and nowadays a lot of people feel stress, and they need to deal with stress like each day. Do you have any advice for us on managing stress, or how to find the way, basic way, easy way to go on the road to reach happiness or ultimate happiness?
Actually, the ultimate happiness, what we refer as ultimate happiness, is the enlightenment, which is, if you go in the details, is very profound to talk about. Now, however, if I explain about the happiness, what you are mentioning about, like you are saying that you guys are very much in a mundane way living, that you have a stress and everything, etc. In that case, if we wanted to overcome those stress and depressions or whatever, the negative emotions, we have many, of course, in the Buddhism, especially in the Vajrayana, there is a different kind of a method to overcome those. But a very basic thing, we apply the meditations, that is called a breathing meditation, along with the contemplations of the the relative truth, such as the samsara, how the samsara works, what is the karma, what the karma means, and so on. So there is a certain kind of practices or certain kind of the teachings that can actually apply in our life, in our daily life, which can bring us the temporary happiness, because ultimate happiness is not something that can attain within a short durations. So that's why we highly recommend it, or we highly talk about, especially for the lay people, we talk about the temporary happiness. Temporary happiness in the sense like the luxury life, how to gain the money, how to live in a luxury life, together with the understanding of the spirituality, not forgetting the spiritual life. So if we combine together with this, with the understanding of spirituality, then one can able to have those everything, the luxury life. Otherwise, just if we do not have the understanding of the Buddhism, or I would say the spirituality, if we do not have that understanding, the luxury life will lead us to the depression, stress. That's why in the Buddhism you may have seen that every country, every Himalaya monastery, the monasteries are very simple. They don't have a luxury life, like a house, kitchen, whatever. You can't see anything like that. As I mentioned, in order to overcome those stress and depressions, the Buddhism method tool to overcome is breathing meditation. Why is the breathing meditation important? Is because our mind is always distracted by the future and the past. It's never in the present. That is the reason why many people get the stress and the depressions and the negative emotions. So that's why we recommended them to do the breathing meditation. As we do the breathing meditations, our mind will be focused in the present. If our mind is a present, then we will have I won't say we will completely erase the suffering or the challenges or the depression or whatever you may call it. We can't do it. We can't completely. At some point, we will we will have a feeling of realizations of the relief or the happiness through the breathing meditations and the contemplations of the certain kind of the Buddhism teachings.
So the contemplation, you mean like firstly we need to have the right awareness about the happiness, what is true happiness or ultimate happiness first, and then we choose the right method, which is the one you're mentioning is breathing meditation.
When we say the happiness, Buddhism, when we talk about the happiness, we are referring to the mind. We are not talking about the physical form. We are literally talking about mind. We Buddhisms believe strongly mind is the key that lead to the happiness and the suffering. So how do we manage to overcome obstacles or the suffering and gain the ultimate the happiness and the temporary happiness? Temporary happiness is a long life, good relationship, no illness, and all these are temporary happiness. The ultimate happiness is something that beyond definitions. We can't describe in a word. I think you can simply say Buddha, or the emptiness. You may heard about the emptiness. Buddha or emptiness is the ultimate our goal. The true nature of our mind is the Buddha, undefinable. No definition, undefinable, non-dualistic mind is our nature of mind. In order to reach that level, that ultimate realizations, we have many procedures to do such things. Let's forget that and let us talk about the temporary happiness, how to overcome as you mentioned, that stress and depressions. So Buddhism, when we say the mind is the factor, the factor that lead us to the suffering and the happiness. So how do we do for example, when we do the breathing meditations, we forget about the past. We never think about the future. When our mind is not thinking, distracted by those two, past and the future, our mind is very in the present. When our mind is present, we're not thinking about the past, what have done, like we have a divorce, we have a failure. We don't think about those things. In the future, we are not worrying about how to pass the PhD, how to get the job. We are not thinking, we are not worrying about those things. If we don't have these things, we don't have the stress and depression in the mind. So the very present moment, when we bring our mind in a very present moment, we kind of gain the temporary happiness. That's a very good method in the Buddhism. So there's a technique how we do the breathing meditations. Breathing meditation literally help us to bring our mind in the present. If our mind is in present, our automatically, naturally, will be in a peaceful mind. So that's the method, the basic method of the Buddhism, breathing.
So that's how you deal with your. Do you have daily stress and challenges because you're running a monastery with many people, many monks?
Yes, true.
So
For
when
example,
you face stress, how do you deal with it?
When, for example, when I have anger, I won't say I have stress and depression. So very fortunately, I don't have, but I have anger. No, sometimes I feel a little bit distracted by these things, and I get little bit negative emotions. How do I bring those? How do I erase those negative emotions? Is through the breathing meditations. For example, if I'm thinking about the negative persons, then probably my mind will be anger. Anger. So in order to forget that, I try to do the breathing meditations. When I do the breathing meditation, then my mind automatically be in the present. When my mind is present, I'm automatically forgetting about the past and the future. I'm focusing on the present. So when I do these things in a day, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it increases day by day. As it increases, it becomes my habit. If it becomes my habit, and a habit is the personality. So that's why it helps us. For example, if you feel angry today for 1 second, and it becomes like a tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and it becomes repeat, and it becomes like your habit, and you become a personality, and everyone blame you. Oh, she's a very angry person. Oh, I'm a very angry person. How this thing becomes is because of the habitual habit.
Yeah, so you are mentioning breathing meditation can form a new habit.
Yes,
and healthy habit
to
tame our mind.
Yes.
And it's the key to reduce stress.
Yes.
And also change our personality.
Yes. But of course, there along with not only that, we as a monk, along with that we have a certain practices such as compassion. The bodhicitta. We call it bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the motivations of selfless, thinking about others, and the patience, 6 paramitas, and all this. When we think and contemplate on our mind, and of course together with that, the 4 cycle, the Lodok Nambashi, we call it a Lodok Nambashi. It basically means the impermanent, obtaining the human life. To obtain the human life is a very very difficult, and the karma and cause and conditions, karma literally, and then the default and the fault of the samsara. We as a monk, we study those 4 things, and we contemplate on those 4 words every day, help us to renounce from the luxury life, worldly life. If we don't have the luxury, if our mind is not distracted by the luxury life, then there is no attachment, there is no desire. If there is no desire, we have no anger and the disappointment. For example, if you attach to that coffee, if I tell you not to drink the coffee, that means a rejection. And because you want to drink it, you have very attached it, you have a desire. Because of that, you become anger to me because I reject you too.
I'll be sad. I'll be sad if I cannot do this.
That's one is very small thing actually, no? But it can apply to everything. A luxury life means a car, toilet, everything. You can apply to everything.
is it possible for us, for normal people, living in the daily life, still maintaining our life with kids and husband and families and career and job and money and
Yes,
house
yes.
and
Yes,
everything
yes.
to
Yes, yes.
live?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So is it very
Yes.
hard? Very
No,
hard.
no, it's
Do
actually-
we have a chance?
Yeah, of course, it's very easy for you to.
Really?
Yes, it's very easy. But what you need is, you need the belief.
Believe.
For example, you believe that water have the quality, or the water have the ability to quench your thirst. You have believed that, and you reach to the water and you drink it. If you don't believe in the water, then you never go to reach the water. No, you believe that water have the quality to quench our thirst. Similarly, if you have a belief that whatever the Buddhist texts have mentioned, like as I mentioned that the samsara, the karma and cause and conditions, the default, the four that I mentioned about. Yeah, if our mind have the belief that these four can help us to transform our mind, then definitely this will. Because we have been practicing this. I personally have been practicing this for now 20 years, more than 20 years, and it really helps me.
So, as you are a monk, you practice so many ritual and practices to help you with all those changes. So, if you must condense for beginner like us who start to want to change ourselves to be a better person, living healthier, happier, then what is the most important key practice you can recommend?
I see.
Maybe just for beginner,
I
the
see.
first. Yeah.
My personal life, which impact me a lot, is a compassion.
Compassion practice.
Yes, a compassion is very important. If we have a compassion, nothing bother us actually, because everything bother us because of the ego. As long as we have a ego, then there is no compassion. Ego means I know. I want tea. You don't drink tea. If I have a compassion, I don't want tea, please you drink. I'm cold, no, please you wear coat. These are compassions. Compassions or the Buddhista it literally means thinking about others. So how do this Buddhista developed into oneself is, as I mentioned, the basic form, that one, the transformer mind.
So we should nurture our compassion.
Yes,
that
nurture.
Is already inside us.
Exactly. And how do we nurture it? How do we develop it? Through the there's a lot of the teachings in Buddhism, but as I mentioned that the four one.
So daily practice we can start to apply is
Yes.
Those four thoughts, changing thoughts,
four thoughts, changing, and
nurture our compassion.
Compassions, yeah. When we see the compassion, for example, it doesn't mean the compassion. If you like the dog, you do only good to the dog and forget about the cats. It's not like that. Compassion is equally. Compassion, your enemy, she's my parents. No, compassion is enemy, parents, father. Everyone should be equally treated. That's a compassion. That's a compassion. Yeah. So compassion, how do we nurture it? How do we develop it? Through the basic understanding, as I mentioned before, along with the breathing meditations. So
I was surprised because I thought you would mention about meditation, but then you mentioned about compassion first. Yeah, thank you. I'm very surprised because I think everyone have some compassion.
Exactly.
Compassion feeling inside already.
Yes.
But then maybe the modern life and a lot of stress make us, forget sometimes.
That's why I told you. It becomes a habitual. It becomes a personality. If you are anger today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and it becomes your habitual, and you become the personality. Anger become your personality, and then you will definitely have no compassion. When you see the dog barking, then definitely you will kick. No, you'll shout at the dog. That becomes your personality. So that's why contemplating, understanding, everything should be in the basic basic foundations.
Wow. when you mentioned about compassion, I'm thinking about women, you know, because I think a lot of women has compassion already. They
Yes,
need to
that's
take
true.
care of their families and their kids. They
Yes,
live
yes,
their
true.
lives based
Yes,
on
yes.
their care to
Yes, yes.
other people. So
Actually,
is that
yeah.
advantage of
Yes,
women?
of course. Of course. What I feel is, actually, I literally feel that women have more advantage to develop their compassions, because when they are married, they have to look after their husband, children, their parents, and so on. So
And families
as
of,
a family, a lot.
of husband and family of
Yes.
herself.
At that time, when they are thinking about that, they are actually forgetting themselves, the ego, I existence is actually forgetting, because I'm not doing for myself, I'm doing for husband, I'm doing for wife, children, family, and so and so. As the wife does that continuously, and it becomes as I mentioned, it becomes a personality. And if she got the opportunity to do the Buddhism teachings, Buddhism practice, then I feel personally that she will definitely, within a few years, she will develop the compassion a lot. Because she already have the nurture that
Already
compassion.
have a habit.
Yes,
Yeah.
habit. Whereas the man, I'm not discriminating about the man. And for example, myself, I don't have a wife, I don't have a children. I think only myself. No, I want a tea, I want that and that. Then I forget about the people. No, because I become more ego. That's why, for myself, I don't have much opportunity to nurture my compassions. I'm just giving an example, but I'm not saying that I'm doing, because I do the contemplate on the
Yeah, I
Buddhist.
understand. So now I realize women has advantage.
Of course, and if I add more in the Vajrayana also, there is the word. There is a great master. He composed two sentences specifically about the women. Women. There's a Bimishara Planshila it literally means a woman is the form of the embodiment of the wisdom. If anyone insulted a woman, it's the 14th, the negativity of 14th. We have in a Vajrayana, we have it's specifically he mentioned about the negative of 1, 2, 3. We have 14 negative. It's a Vajrayana terms, and it said that 14 is that one. If, for example, if I'm a Vajrayana, if I insulted you, I have accumulated the negative deeds by insulting you, because that great master mentioned, or he realized that women is the embodiment of the compassion. That's why if you think of it, even logically, why do the women give the birth? Why not men? I think there's something to think about it also, logical. No?
Thank you so much. Lama, I know a lot of people hesitate to start the practice of meditation, even though that they know it's important and it is good, but they will hesitate to start. Maybe they don't know where to start or how to start. Yeah. Can you give advice?
Sure. Breathing meditation is very simple. And as mentioned before, it helps us to calm our mind. It really helps us. And it's a very simple, and plus, it's not that secret. It can be taught, it can be taught in anywhere to any people. And if I just give the example how to do the meditation, breathing meditation, if I give the example, the body or body channel should be certain kind of the posture should be recommended. For example, when we do the breathing meditations, our back should be straight, and then what do you call it? I don't know in English. That the channel, that the nerves should be press it like that, like that. Whenever there is a exhalations and an inhale, exhale and inhale, breathing out and then breathing in. Whenever we breathe in, we press it. Whenever we breathe out, we release it. And it's said that when our body is straight, our channel is in a very correct way, right way. When our channel is a right way, correct way, then the air is in a correct way, because we believe that air has two, the negative air and the positive air. When our body is a very appropriate also in our daily life. When we have a very lazy body, we feel asleep. When you have a straight body and everything is correct, then we don't feel asleep. So that's why it's a very much recommended for the breathing meditations. So I will show you the example. For example, the leg is okay. Your leg should be okay, like that. Leg is okay, and the back should be straight, and this ring finger should in the middle. It has to press like that and like that. Whenever you breathe out, first there is three ways. For when you breathe in, slowly, gently, and you breathe out. That is called the non-gender air. Non-gender air. And the second one is an female air, little bit stronger. Keep in the navel for a few seconds, navel, and exhale. And the third one is a male air, very strongly, forcefully. Press like that, keep a little bit, and whenever we breathe in with the visualizations, so our mind won't distract. Because from the beginning I told you that breathing meditation is the skillful way to bring the mind in the present. If the mind is a present, then our mind is automatically in a peaceful moment, peaceful state. Because normally our mind is distracted by the past and the future. That's why we get a lot of the depression, anxiety, or so many negative thoughts. That's why. Let me again show you the example. The first one is non-gender air. Very slowly, very gently breathing. When you breathe in, you visualize the white smoke. In Buddhism terms, we visualize that white smoke as a blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the 10 directions. When I breathe in, for example, and whenever I breathe out, the black smoke, in the form of black smoke, the every negativity, such as the anger, jealousy, pride, ego, all this comes out in the form of the black smoke, and it should come out from the nostril. First one, and the second one is little bit stronger. That's called the female air, little bit stronger. Keep little bit with the visualization and breathe out. And the third one, very strongly, the male. So this is how we do the breathing meditations.
Yeah. Again, for the visualization, how do you visualize the white smoke? Its direction, like going through the nose and where it goes.
It's the method to bring our mind in the present.
Just imagine white smoke comes in our body.
Because if we don't have the visualizations, we may be doing the meditations, but our mind being distracted by the future and the past. If we have a focus present visualizing, we will be probably visualizing the smoke in a very present moment, like very gentle, and breathe out. All the negativity comes in the form of black smoke, like slowly. So that's how we do that. So visualization is very important in order to bring the mind in the present moment.
So for people who maybe they are very busy every day, and how much how long do you
Actually,
suggest us? Like, how many minutes a day, or is there any standard?
Actually, in our for the actually when we do the practices, we do this 3 times. One gender 3 times, male 3 times, and a female 3 times, and total 9 times.
Total 9
times.
Yeah.
But for the ordinary people like you who have to work, who have to look after the family, you can do any time. Actually, you can do any time. You can do whenever you are distracted, if you are feeling so stressed, depression, you go to the certain place where nobody comes and do the breathing meditations. You can do for many more than half an hour also. It's up to you.
So just multiply the times of 9. Each cycle is 9, right? Three non-gender air, 3 male, 3 females, and then repeat if we have more time.
Yes, it's up to you.
Yeah.
It's not recommended such a day, but in Buddhism we usually do it early in the morning actually. Early in the morning.
Early in the morning is best time to practice?
Best time because we believe that our motivation is a key, no? Our motivation is a key of actions and the body and the speech. Therefore, if our motivation is a negative, then our whole day will be a negative. Therefore, in order to bring our mind in the present, when our mind is a present through the breathing meditations, we will be contemplating, we will be able to contemplate on the compassion, loving kindness, Buddha, and so and so. So that's why we monk usually do in the early in the morning. But however, it is not that it's not that necessarily that you have to do early in the morning only, and you have to do in the monastery temple. It's not that like that. You can do in the what do you call it, in the hill, mountain, wherever you are.
Wow, thank you so much. It sounds like very easy to apply to everyday life, and 9 breaths. I feel it's doable, right?
Yes.
Anybody can do 9 breaths anytime during the day, and just keep doing it daily to build the habit. So key is keeping the posture right.
Posture and
straight back and visualization.
And these two, if you have, as long as these two, then your mind will be definitely in the present. If your mind is present, you are not thinking about the past, you are not thinking about the future, then definitely you will have the peaceful mind. If there's a white, definitely there's no black. If this is sweet, definitely this is not a salty. If there's a peace, definitely rejections. What is rejections? The suffering is there, already gone. So that's how we do that one.
Wow.
Skillful way.
Thank you so much, Lama, for this opportunity, and thank you for your time to share with us all the valuable information and your teaching. And I feel so grateful for the last 2 days for the retreat here in the monastery, and I really warmly welcome you to Hanoi. I know that you will go to Hanoi for a program, right? Yeah. I would love to welcome you in Hanoi.
Thank you too also. I definitely, I feel that it's my job, it's my responsibility to guide, especially a person who is looking for the peaceful mind, who is looking for the ultimate happiness or the temporary happiness. So whoever approach to that, we will try our best to give some sort of the guide, some sort of the guidance according to our capacity or related with the Buddhisms, which many people felt their that breathing meditations and the transforming mind really helps. And please, and in the future also, if you do have the need help, please feel free to come here and do the meditation in our monastery, which is in Kabesa. You can do here for 7 days or whenever you want. Please let us know.
It will be my privilege. Yeah, I would love to. Thank you so much.
Thank you.